Hey guys, welcome back to the yard. It's gonna be a bit noisy, I apologize. I'm close to the highway and it's a busy kind of time of the day. But we're gonna get this bed started. So I have a few things that we're gonna be adding to it. I've already thrown a whole bunch of scoops of compost from the compost bin that I made and we went over on Tuesday. I threw a whole bunch of scoops all over already, as well as some mulch over here on this side. And then I got this bucket here, this bucket of tea. So now I left it as is. I covered it up as I said, but left it aerated. Now we're gonna get into her. So like I said, I just used the shopping bag, which is really, makes it super easy. Look at that, nasty. So just let it drain for a minute. Gotta get it all out. So this is great. I'm gonna put this right back in the compost and it'll compost down a whole lot faster than before I put it in here. And again, you can leave, I got this hold here. You can leave this for up to a week. I just did it since Tuesday and you can see, I don't know if you can see the color. Squeeze some of this out here. Soak there. I don't know if you can see the color in there, but it is nasty looking. So I already got a bucket here, halfway full of water. So I should be able to pour this whole thing in. Remember, this is concentrate. So you need to water it down. I'm not gonna put it all in, that's too much. So I still have about that much left. I can use later on. I can pre-mix it for another bed or just do another bucket full. And I'm literally just gonna pour this over top of everything. But before I do that, take these gloves off. But before I pour it on, I wanna put a few other things in the bed. I'm gonna start with ash. And I didn't bring it out, but I'm actually gonna put in some Epsom salts in here as well after I sprinkle all this stuff around and get it all mixed together and let it sit for at least a couple hours in the sunlight. So I got some ash. Let's see here. So this is wood stove ash, just from hardwood mainly, and this is amazing for your garden. However, if you're adding it right before you're planting, it can be acidic. So we're gonna add it in now, give it a couple weeks to settle, and then it's gonna become more of an alkaline source for our garden. So putting this in now, about the last week or two, and then after that I won't put any because it'll be too strong. I have to wait till the fall. So if you wanna get ash in, if you haven't planted yet, make sure you have at least a few weeks before you're planting. That way you can let it settle in and become more alkaline than acidity. And like I said, this is just mostly hardwood, ash from our wood stove. There's not much else in it other than maybe the odd chunk of coal or whatever, but I can pull that out. And I'm just gonna mix this in. So let's mix it in while we're here. And I didn't do anything to this bed last year. I pulled everything out and I didn't do nothing. So with just a couple scoops. Guys, remember, if you're using a wood stove, save your ashes. Don't save them if they have nails or if you're using a whole lot of pine. So really, simply, just rake it in. This is gonna be where my beans and peas are. Remember, we're no-till, so I'm not really going to dig up the ground. I'm gonna mix this up just like this. I'll have to put more, obviously. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'll have to put some more. Like I said, it's no-till, but I do want it to get in there a little bit. So I'm just gonna give it a quick, slightly on the top. Remember, guys, there's a whole life of organisms underneath the soil. There's a whole cities and worlds under here. If I start digging it up, I'm disturbing all that. It takes a whole lot for them to come back and resituate their homes, or they're gonna go somewhere else. So I don't want to disturb them too much. So I'm just gonna quickly give them on the top. This is a no dig, no till. We're adding nutrients every year. And of course, I'm gonna add a lot more to this. This is just to give you an example of what I'm doing to amend my bed. So let's continue. Let's make sure I do it just a little bit. Just the top layer, like just an inch or two at the most. And that's it. I'm gonna take my tea, and I'm not gonna just dump the whole bucket, you guys. Fill up my thing here. I want to try and get it on there evenly. I was gonna use the bigger bucket, but this one I think will be better. That's it, just get it on there all over. We're gonna put this everywhere, and I'm just gonna rake it in. And that's it, you guys. I can add some mulch to this. This will really help as well. So I'll probably do that before I plant, or maybe even after. I like to do that after sometimes, depending how big the plants are. These are going to be all peas and beans. There's going to be peas growing up the trellises there. I'm going to put a couple more tripods here. This whole section is going to be for green beans. And I'm going to do exactly what I just did there, thicker, all around where I am here and just over here. Last year we had corn and some squash over here. All my blueberries are right there. So this is a pretty good area, but like I said, every year you have to amend a little teeny bit. I see you there, hang on a sec. So that's basically it. And like I said, I'm gonna add some Epsom salts before I plant, probably a couple days before, and I'm gonna put it on probably later this evening. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little Epsom salts on there just to give it a little extra magnesium in there. So I see there's something written on here. What's in your tea again? It's just my compost. I put a couple eggshells in there, but I took a scoop from my finished compost and a scoop from my unfinished compost, which is food scraps, bunny waste, chicken waste. I put lots of leaves, weeds and stuff from last year. That's it, but it's not completely composted. So I did more of that, and then a couple fresh scoops of bunny poop, and then one heaping scoop of the finished compost. And I just let it sit for 2 days, like you saw. I did it on Tuesday, but you can let it sit for up to a week. So, and it's pretty nasty, like it's really gross. But that's all nutrients I just put in my bed, and I got lots more to fill in here. So ash, compost if you have access to it. Hopefully you do your own. If not, make sure you know the source that you're getting it from. And remember, if you're doing the digging method, you're disturbing the microorganisms and the microbes and all that stuff in there. So be careful, keep that in mind. And remember, you may have to add in extra nutrients because you're disturbing the ground so much. So that's something if you're doing traditional gardening, just remember that. But right now we're doing natural, organic here on the homestead. I see some bees there coming out of the ground. I hope I didn't disturb a nest. I'll have to double check on that. If there's a nest there, I can't plant. We want the bees. I need as many bees as we can get. The claw. This thing, the blue thing, this is the claw. This, I'm hoping that's what you're talking about. This is my grandma's. And I've had it for, oh gosh, I don't know, 15 years, maybe 12 years, 15 years. And this thing, I just absolutely love it. It actually is, it will pull weeds out and everything like in one shot. Yeah, if you can get one of these, I definitely recommend it. I love this tool. I brought this 4 different houses over 15 years. It's the claw. It's just the claw. It's great. It's made for older people, less work, you know, when you're doing the ground. Like, check it out. Look at so easy. You're doing a fresh bed. Super easy. I love that thing. Recommend if you see one at a garage sale, scoop it up. Yes, I love it. It's great. And I like it because it's not, you know, it's only about 6 inches at the longest point, which is not too bad, because some of them, like the forks and stuff, they're a good 12 inches, man. I don't want to dig that deep in my bed. So this is perfect for me. And even when I didn't do no dig, no till or anything like that, I still used it. And you can get it in there real deep. It's kind of needs tightening up every year. Probably should give it a good spray paint. That's my claw. I love my claw. Beautiful. So what was I saying? Ash, compost, mulch if you got it or if you can get it. Epsom salts are really going to help. Make sure you check out the ebook. I'm putting a price on it next week. And what else? There's all kinds of stuff in that ebook you can do. You can make different teas as well. If you need to add in some fresh stuff, you can do it with fresh cut greens, grass in particular. So, you know, there's all kinds of teas, all kinds of ways that you can build nutrients in your bed. If you have, like, we started out with crappy soil, and even in between the beds there's still a whole lot of grass. But as the season progresses, you'll see a lot more of the wild plants coming through. Every year we get a little bit more. It's awesome. We didn't have to clear anything. This was just a lawn when we moved here. We built all this by building on top with the hugel style. We didn't clear anything. We didn't till, nothing. My husband did, when we originally did these beds, he did dig up a trench and fill that up, and then we buried it. But for the most part, this was just flat, dead grass. We didn't till it or nothing. We flipped up that mound there. I don't know if you can see it here. I'll see you. That mound, the big mound in the middle there, that is literally just grass flipped upside down, and we piled it up there and kept putting straw and grass and whatever on top of it. And the next year we ended up planting in it, and we even buried a turkey carcass in there when we still ate meat. And that spot still gets ridiculous stuff growing there. But that's it. It's just grass flipped over, and then we added stuff to it. Really simple. Clearing, like what kind of clearing? Let me move this, it kind of stinks. Brenda, I'm not sure if I answered your question. I don't know. I'm sorry. But I am going to get back to amending. And I encourage you guys that if you didn't do it last year, if your beds are brand new, if you're not sure the source of your material that you're getting, add to it. You know, you can test out your pH with the ebook I gave you guys. Grab that and make sure your nutrients are in there when you're ready to plant. And guys, I have a ridiculous amount of stuff planted. Check it out. The new greenhouse. Super excited to fill that. That one kind of collapsed. I don't know if we're going to use it, but okay, cool. So I'm super excited to get in there. It's like 1,000 degrees right now though, so I got to work out the heat situation and the ventilation situation, which, as we've talked about, is really important in the greenhouse. I know you're on an angle now. I'll sit on an angle. How about that? So I got to work out the ventilation for that. It does have windows and stuff in there, but it's got nothing at the end. And right now it's probably tipping 100. I can't plant nothing in there. It's a hot house. So keep that in mind, you guys, if you're brand new with the greenhouse, that you really have to watch those temperatures. That's you're in control of that environment. So make sure that you're not killing stuff or freezing them out or whatever it be. But if I put anything in there right now, it's going to die. So we're gonna hold off on that for a couple days. But I got tons and tons started. Oh my gosh, I have seeds. Soak your seeds, guys. Remember we talked about it when we were doing our seeds. Anything that's not a micro seed, soak it a couple hours to a day at the most. All my seeds are on the counter soaking for at least a couple hours before they go in their trays. And things are popping up like crazy, you guys, just crazy. I'm super excited. And any of you locals that are watching, make sure you come by in June. Weekends we're open. Lots of plants for sale. Yeah, so that's it, I guess. That's it for amending. If you guys have any questions, if you're watching this on the replay, make sure you put them in the comments or reach out to me. Like I said, if you're a brand new gardener and you're not sure about what you're putting in your beds or how to start even, I'm sure there's a bee nest right there. Frig sakes. Star, I see all these bees hovering around. Don't worry, I'm not scared. In fact, I'm excited about the bees, and I'm depressed that I couldn't get a beehive this year yet. We'll find out. I'm still working on it. Yeah. So that's it now. I'm rambling. Love you guys. Have a great day. I hope it's as beautiful where you are as it is here. And get in your gardens. Get some stuff going. Food, food, food. All right. Have a good one. We'll see you sometime. I'll pop in on the weekend, give you the progress, hopefully the greenhouse, and whatever else is going on. There's lots going on. The to-do list is 10 miles long, you guys. All right. Bye for real. Bye.